Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City beat Everton 3-0 yesterday and things look absolutely rosy. So this is 5 things that I took from this game. Of course, as always, there's a billion other things I would like to talk about, but these are the just 5 focus things. How you all doing today, man? Let us know how you're feeling after a wonderful weekend for Manchester City Football Club. The Academy are playing right now, actually, a friendly against Lama, which is over on City Plus. So if you're watching that, just tune in here at the same time and keep an eye on both of them at the same time. Hello to everyone in the chat. Ahmed, SC, Clarence, Jit, Navaraj, Galard, Peter, Ricardo, Scrubber, Cube, Caribbean, Matt. Hello to all you guys. Of course, yesterday did feel absolutely momentous. We cannot deny it went perfectly for Manchester City Football Club. And I'm going to start with this point. Quite simply. We're going to win the league, man. We're going to fucking win the league. Of course, we learned that sort of from the game, but then the 2 hours following that when Manchester City watched in glee Brighton beat Arsenal 3-0. We're going to win the league, and I'm almost certain. Well, I know. I'm 100% certain. There's no way, in my opinion, that we don't win one of the next 3 games in the Premier League. Look, if City don't win against one game out of Brighton, Brentford, and Chelsea, then we don't deserve to win anyway. We are going to win one of them. I suspect we probably will do it on Saturday at home against Chelsea. Our Chelsea side sort of drifting into nowhere, all over the place. This is our party potentially. We must do it then. But this City side, yet again, we're going for the 3-peat, and it's gonna happen. Guardiola is that guy. He is that absolute monster of a man, and I can't fucking wait to see him with that trophy again. Probably at the weekend, if we're being honest. Right now, things could not be better for this club. They're absolutely astonishing, and we look back what this actually means and where we were only a few months back. This is absolutely Guardiola's victory. This is a victory for Guardiola as an individual. Of course, it is also for the team, but this is built on one man's determination, one man's focus, and one man's utter desire to constantly improve not just his team, but himself, and constant pursuit of perfection. Guardiola is built differently. He really fucking is, man. An absolutely astonishingly good coach. And this is why we are where we are, because he saw what many of us didn't see. He saw problems and he saw solutions that we didn't see either. And he mastered a new system. Even when the Twitter guys, us guys, were going, it doesn't work, just play the old style. He was like, no. I know exactly what we need from this team. And he got it right. I fucking love his ability to envision something totally new and different, mitigate any errors we got on our team or any weaknesses, and find a new solution and create a wonderful team that functions in a way that maybe we didn't envision it. I love that he can do that. It's because he's a billion times more smarter than we are. We are going to win the league, and these players, they deserve the credit, and I'm fucking buzzing, because Arsenal, you're a good side, Arsenal, but you're not a great side, and I don't mean that as a derogatory thing. It's just genuinely true. And I'm also sort of with Gary Neville on this, which is a crazy thing to say out loud. I don't think it's a lack of quality for Arsenal. I think it's a lack of mentality. It's not because they didn't have a replacement for Saliba. It isn't. If one player being out derails your whole season, it's not because you haven't got enough depth. It's because you haven't got the right mentality for it. I'm sorry, Manchester City shipped off Cancelo and then played fucking Akanji, a left back, and Bernardo Silva, a left back. We literally make things up all the time in terms of solutions. When Aguero was out for 2 years, we played Phil fucking Foden as our striker and played a false 9, We played Gundogan as our number 6 for years, and for a few years back when Fernandinho was out for 14 games, we won them all. They are a good side, but this is a Manchester City side that's built different with mentality and skill. Second thing is title race. Gundo is special. Gundogan, man, sign the fucking contract, mate. Please just stay. Please just find a way to stay in Manchester. Now, the reports today actually implied that maybe, just maybe, he might not be going. Now, it was loads of little reports that suggested that there is still a potential way for him to stay here. He's not made his mind up yet, and he'll let him know at the end of the season. The other thing I would say to that is I'd like to know before the weekend, just because it's his potential last home game if he does decide to go, and him not getting a send-off like the one that Zaber and Aguero and Ferner and Yaya and Vinny got would be such a crying shame, because he deserves it. Gundogan, once again, is special. It's David Ornstein said it, and David Ornstein is super connected. Gundogan is such a phenomenal player that he's become, in my opinion, a Manchester City legend, just because he he just steps up when he gets going. A couple of braces back-to-back in big games, an assist in the Champions League semi-final as well. Of course, his run of goals when he plays sort of as a second striker years back when we didn't have a striker. His 2 goals last season on the end of the game. In general, Gundogan just makes things happen. He's got this experience. He's got this belief in his own ability that only comes with experience. You can't do what Gundogan's done without being around the block like he has. I mean, he's such a phenomenal footballer. Like, that mentality that he's got, it does elevate those around him. And Gundo is what Arsenal lack. They have quality. Maybe Arsenal fans would argue that Odegaard is as good a player as Gundogan. I don't think he is, simply because he doesn't have that experience that Gundogan's got. And experience you can't exactly force, I know that. And it's unfortunate for Arsenal, but experience makes you step up in games like this. Experience makes you win 3-0 instead of lose 3-0. And that's what Gundogan brings to this Manchester City side. It's just absolutely no fear. Absolutely no fear whatsoever, because they've been there and done it. And that's what Arsenal are full of fear at the moment. Manchester City aren't, because of people like Gundogan. The third thing I want to talk about is Alvarez actually being Pep's latest project. Alvarez didn't play particularly well last game, or the game before that. But it's really obvious to me that Guardiola sees Alvarez as a potential midfielder, like a sort of pseudo 8/10, because he's not getting in the number 9 role because Erling Haaland is there. So the more Haaland excels, which seems to be forever, then I always feel like Alvarez is going to have to force to adapt. I get the sense that this is a Guardiola project here, that Alvarez is going to be playing more as a midfielder, and this is something that he'll take a time to get used to, but he does have the inherent quality. I actually think he does. I think Alvarez could become a really impressive attacking midfielder for us. He's got the work rate. We know he does. He has the work rate to get back. And cover and all this kind of stuff. But in general, like, I don't feel he has the wits right now to his game, but he will get there, man. He will get there. Like, I do in general feel that Alvarez he's just got quality. He's got an awful lot of quality. He's got magic in his boots as well, but he's going to take a little bit of time to learn the intelligence that is required to play for Manchester City in this role. But he's a project for Guardiola. He absolutely is. You can tell that and sense it already. It's going to be fascinating to see how he develops and adapts, because he hasn't got a chance of playing as a striker regularly at City currently. It's not his fault either. He's brilliant, but this is just life. Fourth thing, Phillips isn't trusted. He just isn't. And that's not to say Guardiola doesn't rate him, but I think we really know by now Phillips just isn't trusted. This sounds quite negative, but it just appears to be true. Like, can he be trusted at some point? Potentially. But is he trusted right now? He just isn't. I was watching yesterday and getting particularly frustrated that Rodri was still on the pitch with 5 minutes left. And when we were 3-0 up at Everton, like, it just felt like if he's not going to bring him off at that point, when is he going to do it? Phillips came on for, minutes, absolute minutes, and at this point you're thinking, look, Rodri really needed that rest, but Guardiola would not be willing to give it to him. I think Phillips could be trusted to a time, but Guardiola clearly decided a couple of months back, and I think he decided this very consciously. I'm just not going to play him because I just don't trust him to get involved in these games, because he hasn't shown to me yet that he has the rhythm to be a very used member of this squad. He could get there, and I think the rhythm comes from the early season games where there's nothing on the line. But the fact of the matter is that every single game at the moment is massive. It just is. And he hasn't got a chance right now to impress. Yeah, as Yusuf said, the Southampton game felt like a bit of a line in the sand where Pep was like, nah, you're too much of a project right now. I think he could come good next season when he's got the games are lower risk and he can get on more and he has another pre-season and he comes back after the summer. I think he might stay, by the way. Because I don't think he's a bad player. I just think whatever reason, he's just not gelled and it hasn't happened for him. I think he's played more minutes for fucking England than he has for Man City, which is crazy. It's absolutely wild. But Phillips right now, he's just not the solution for Manchester City. I hope that if he does stay, he adapts. I think he would do. But right now, he's just not really there in any kind of real sense. He's alongside Gomez and Palmer in the squad depth ranks, which is wild. It absolutely is. And he's a £40 million England international. This is where we're at. Finally, Guardiola, I touched on it early in the first point, but Pep has City 100% focused. He just does, man. There's something about his decision-making at the moment. I mean, maybe we disagree on the Phillips-Rodri thing with him at that, but he's knowing how to rest the right players at the right times, like Grealish and Bernardo and Stones and KDB getting rest, which is absolutely huge, of course, and like everyone seems to be getting a rest that needs it, and he's taking the players out of the team here and there. And I think right now this Manchester City side are focused, and once again it's down to Guardiola's brilliance. Like they are clearly relaxed with what is at hand, and there's genuinely a sense of just calmness around this Manchester City side. We're anxious as fans, and I can sense it yesterday with myself and within the comments and the general online sphere as fans talking about the Everton game. Everyone was panicking a little bit, but Guardiola just isn't, man. This City side isn't panicking either. They know what they have to do, and they know what they can do, and I think there's a real value to that right now. Like this City side is based on experience and know-how, and Guardiola is kind of really he's getting the best of them out of it, and like he really is, and he's encouraging to letting them know who they are, and he can tell. And I feel like for me, the treble word, look, obviously Wednesday is the game that makes it realistic or not. If you get to the final, we are 3 wins away. After Wednesday, we could be 3 wins away from immortality, and that is crazy. But I don't doubt that these players believe it's possible as well. I think they do. Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy to see how Wednesday goes. But one thing I do know is that they are absolutely focused on Wednesday. Like they were focused on Everton. Like they were focused on every game before that. And like then they'll be focused on United when it comes around. It's just really, really impressive. Really, really impressive. It's remarkable right now what Manchester City are doing, and Guardiola to me is the man for it, because we're going to win the league. We really are. We're going to win the league. That's the first thing I talked about. Second thing is that title race Gundo is very special. He really is. Sign the thing, man. Sign the thing. Alvarez is Pep's latest project as number 8. I think he's going to happen. I think he's trying to get him to go there. Phillips can't be trusted right now for Guardiola's eyes, and of course Pep has City focus. Guys, thanks you for watching 5 things that I took from that game. Do like this video, do subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the big one, the preview of Real Madrid versus Manchester City at the Etihad. I can't wait. Come on, you Blues.